Welcome, Radiant Leo. Today is not just another date on the calendar, it's a divine invitation. The universe is no longer whispering. She's standing at your door, arms crossed, waiting for you to stop overthinking and start moving. You've been circling your own power like it's a prize you have to earn. But the truth is, your abundance, your love, your success, they're not waiting for some perfect version of you to arrive. They're already here, orbiting, just on the other side of your decision to believe that you're ready. This is the moment. Not someday, not after the fear fades or the timing feels right. Now, you're not being asked to prove yourself. You're being asked to trust yourself. You don't need more preparation, more validation, or more permission. You need presence. And Leo, when you show up fully, the universe doesn't hesitate, rushes in to meet you. In today's reading, we'll explore what's unfolding behind the scenes, the good news you didn't see coming, the emotional clarity you've been craving, and the sacred connection that could change everything. This is more than a horoscope. It's a reckoning. So breathe deep, settle in, and let's begin. When it comes to money, Leo, you are not blocked. You are simply being asked to rise. The abundance you've been calling in hasn't abandoned you. It's hovering just outside the walls you've built with hesitation, self-doubt, and that old belief that you must hustle, struggle, or sacrifice before you're allowed to receive. But the truth is softer and more sacred than that. Money is not just currency, it's frequency. And right now, the universe is gently, insistently, asking you to tune in, not by doing more, but by aligning deeper. You don't manifest wealth through desperation or fear. You do it by stepping into the rhythm of worthiness, by treating yourself like someone who already holds the key. This week, your challenge is not to chase money, but to meet it halfway, to clear the internal noise that says, I'm not ready. It's not enough. Or, who am I to succeed? Because the moment you shift that story, the opportunities begin to whisper your name again. That side project you've been dreaming about. That creative idea that won't leave you alone. That conversation that sparks something inside you. They are not coincidences. They are invitations. Trust them, follow them, and don't worry about how it will all work out. That's not your job. Your job is to show up with energy that says, I am a magnet for opportunity. I am ready for wealth. I attract solutions and success. Oh, why? Let these words become your compass. Speak them, not as wishful thinking, but as declarations from a soul that remembers its power. And as you do, watch how the world responds, not all at once, but in subtle, surprising ways. A connection here, an insight there, a door quietly unlocking. Your lucky numbers for today are 9, 22, 34, 45, 57, and 68. Let them remind you that magic often hides in the mundane, and that when your energy is clean and your belief is clear, the universe has no choice but to flow in your favor. In your career, Leo, the path forward is no longer about competition or conformity. It's about alignment. You may have spent seasons believing that success was something to chase, to prove, too perfect, But what's unfolding now is a deeper realization. Your professional growth is directly tied not to your resume or your reputation, but to your resonance, the energy you bring into a room, the clarity behind your actions, the honesty with which you pursue your purpose. These are the true currencies of your work life. This week, the message is clear. Stop shrinking your ideas to fit someone else's model. Stop waiting for the perfect time to act. Bold. Intentional movement is not just encouraged. It's necessary. This is not the moment to imitate. You weren't born to follow templates. You were born to craft blueprints of your own. Every hesitation to speak your truth, to pitch that idea, to redirect your time and energy towards something more meaningful, that hesitation is a seed never planted. And right now, Leo, your garden is calling. Whether you're shifting roles, starting something new, or simply showing up with more integrity where you are, the question remains, does your work reflect who you are becoming, or who you're trying to please? Because the universe is aligning not with your title, but with your truth. Let go of the need to meet external expectations, and instead, let your work be an offering. Pour your presence into everything you donate for applause, but for purpose. When your soul is behind your service, the right clients, mentors, collaborators, and opportunities begin to find you. So rise not through exhaustion or comparison, but through clarity. And remember, Leo, when you lead with your light, there's no such thing as competition, only confirmation that your path is uniquely, undeniably yours, in the realm of love. Leo, the stars are not concerned with surface gestures or fleeting affections. They are tracing the truth of how deeply you are choosing to meet yourself. If you are in a relationship, this week asks for more than presents it, asks for soul honesty, not the kind that demands performance or perfection, but the kind that sits quietly across from your partner and says, "Here is who I am, even in my uncertainty." When you stop trying to control the narrative or protect yourself from potential disappointment, you make space for intimacy that breathes. The connection you crave doesn't come from solving every problem or agreeing on every point. It comes from showing up fully flawed, radiant, and real. If you've been waiting for the other person to change, to notice, to show up first, shift the lens. What are you mirroring to them through your own presence, your own emotional availability, your own capacity to listen not just to them, but to yourself? And if you're walking this journey solo right now, know that you are not in a waiting room, you are in sacred preparation. Being single is not a pause in your love story. It is the most important chapter of becoming the one you've always wanted to receive. This week, love is not asking you to chase anyone. It's asking you to fall in love with your own patterns, your own tenderness, your own transformation. When you prioritize self-adoration, not vanity, but reverence, you begin to shift your frequency. And it is that frequency, that quiet knowing of your worth, that makes you magnetic beyond explanation. You won't need to convince anyone to see you. You'll simply radiate in a way that calls in those who already do. Because here's the deeper truth. Leo, every relationship outside of you is a mirror. The more you honor your own boundaries, the more you receive respect. The more you offer compassion to yourself, the more you attract those who can hold you with gentleness. Love is not a performance. It's a reflection. And right now, the reflection is changing because you are. So whether your heart is entwined with another or beating in quiet solitude, trust that this season of emotional honesty is not just preparing you for deeper love. It is becoming that love. And as you meet yourself more fully, the kind of connection you've been dreaming of begins to rise to meet you. Not because you're perfect, but because you're finally true, in the spaces of family and friendship. Leo, the shifts happening within you are beginning to ripple outward, and not everyone will know how to receive them. Growth, as beautiful as it is, you can be unsettling to those who've known you in older versions of yourself. You may notice subtle tension, emotional distance, or even unspoken resistance from those closest to you, not because they don't love you, but because they are adjusting to your evolution. When you start to honor your truth, set new priorities, or simply carry yourself with greater clarity, it can feel like a disruption to systems that once depended on your predictability. And that's okay. You are not responsible for staying small just to keep others comfortable. This week, your invitation is to set boundaries, not from anger or fear, but from love. You don't need to explain your journey to those unwilling to listen with open hearts, and you certainly don't need to twist yourself into old patterns to avoid conflict. Let your communication be clear and sincere. Speak from your center. Not everyone will understand your path, and not everyone is meant to walk beside you forever. But the ones who truly see you, the ones who celebrate your transformation, not question it, those are your people. Let go of the need to please everyone. You're not here to be digestible. You're here to be whole. As for compatibility, your energy this week resonates most powerfully with the air signs Gemini and Libra. They challenge your mind, spark your curiosity, and help you think outside your habitual frameworks. Sagittarius. 2. It feels like a kindred firebolt, untamed, and willing to leap with you into the unknown. But tread carefully around Taurus energy right now. Though they may offer stability, their resistance to rapid change could inadvertently slow your momentum or reinforce patterns you've been working hard to break. And finally, let the color royal blue wrap around you like a shield of confidence. Wear it. Surround yourself with it. Let it remind you that you don't have to shrink in order to belong. Your truth, expressed boldly and unapologetically, is what opens the next door. This is not the time to dim your light. Leo, it's time to claim the space you were always meant to fill. And so, Leo, as we close this chapter of today's message, let this be more than just words washing over you. Let it be a mirror, a reckoning, a sacred reminder of what you already know deep down, that you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to blaze. You were never meant to wait for permission. You are the permission. Every whisper of doubt that's tried to keep you quiet. Every outdated story about your worth. Every voice, internal or external, that told you to be smaller, softer, safer. It's time to let it go. Not in anger, but in truth, because you are not who you used to be. You are becoming, and with each breath, you're stepping more fully into a life that reflects your fire, not your fear. There will be days when you forget this. days when the weight of the world tries to pull you back into old identities, old expectations, old wounds. But today, you remembered. Today, you chose to listen to the cards, to the cosmos, but most importantly, to yourself. And that choice changes everything. You're not just dreaming of more, you're aligning with it. You're not just asking for clarity, you're creating it. You're not just hoping for love, you're embodying it. So walk forward from here, with your head held high and your heart wide open. Trust the nudges. Follow the signs. Dare to believe that the universe is not testing you, it's championing you. And even when you can't see the full path ahead, know this: the moment you step into alignment, the road begins to rise to meet you. You don't have to know every step. You just have to take the next one with courage, with grace, and with the roar of your soul echoing behind you. Thank you for spending this sacred space with me. If today's message touched something within you, honor that, carry it forward. I'll meet you again under these same stars, right here on Zodiac Attraction, where your journey continues to unfold, one divine step at a time. Until then, keep shining, keep choosing yourself, and remember, the cosmos never doubts your light, so neither should you.